which is the new look of low water landscapes. And this is something out here on the West Coast we've been dealing with for a long time because we're always in some sort of a perpetual drought. It's just the nature of the beast living out here. And this is a beautiful photo of Susan Morrison, who's a wonderful landscape designer out in my area. She and I both wrote our first book together, Garden Up. And she does a lot of this is her own personal garden, very low water. And I chose this photo because I hear this a lot from people and they always kind of phrase it like this to me, new client. They'll say, I don't want to use a lot of water, but I don't know. I don't really want it to look, and then they kind of pause. And I said, it's like a hot and dry desert. And they're like, yes, and I'm like, a low water garden does not have to look like a hot and dry desert. And it's all about plant selection, kind of design techniques, the way in which you water. And so I thought this photo did a great job showing this does not look like a hot and dry desert.
You mentioned the other day, Rebecca, that gray gives the hot look, right?
Right. And I'll kind of show that in a couple slides. One of the things is, and we can go back to Susan's garden here, you can see there's a mix of colors. Design-wise, like if you're designing a garden that's a low water garden, a lot of low water plants tend to have gray foliage. Well, if you use too much gray, it can very easily look hot and dry, start to look that way. And it's important to mix in dark greens and burgundies and different colors to kind of add that lush look, which is what I've done here. This is my garden. And this particular section, you can see here, it doesn't look like a desert at all. And I've got lots of green and I've got some burgundy and dark red mixed in along with the gray plants. And it's the same here. That's a tall native ceanothus with the blue flowers. That's a green lamandra evergreen grass, which is really low water. I cannot believe how low water that grass actually is. So it really it depends on the plants that you choose. This is an example of inserting the dark burgundy colors. This is a euphorbia blackbird is the variety. There's other dark maroon varieties, and they do really well in warmer climates like mine. And that burgundy plays off with the dark lush. It'll sort of act like shadows and kind of gives that depth. In this example here, we had removed a big lawn, and that gray part is diamondia, which is a flat ground cover. It's a warmer climate ground cover. And why I chose this photo is because really wanted to make sure it wasn't really blinding and gray, which it can look very blinding in the hot sun. So we put in burgundy and dark green and flowers in the purple color around it to really give that lush look. Again, here's another example of another euphorbia adding to that look. So that's what I have to say on the topic is don't limit yourself to just gray, which is the notoriously drought tolerant plants. And when you go and look at the nurseries, a lot of times, gosh, at least where I live here, they don't do a very good job, I must say. The drought low water section and the drought tolerant section, it's pretty disappointing. There's like one section and it's like a lot of really gray leaf plants. And it's like, okay, all these other plants over in this other section are pretty low water. They should be in this section as well. And you would be encouraging a lot more people to choose from the low water tables that you've got set up.